welcome to Money Saving Expert, Fen Tour. Today I'm wearing my new Keis jacket, second one I've had because the first one went wrong, but was replaced with a new one. So top marks to Keis and to Sports Bike Shop. But I've had a great idea that can save you a lot of money. First, I'm going for a ride with David, staying all cosy. It's about 5 degrees today, quite cold, proper winter now. It's December 2022. So I'm going to stay warm and cozy on the bike. I'll see you shortly, and then we'll fill you in on my money saving expert tip very shortly.
So I'm following David now. We're out for a beautiful cold afternoon. I'm lovely and warm, wearing my heated gloves, heated seat on the BMW, all mod cons. David's just a tough old farmer. He don't have any heating on there, do you, David?
No.
Anyway, so
Thick skin.
yeah. So this is really just to say I'm going to be Martyn Lewis later, David. This is going to be a very short YouTube.
Right.
I'm going to go into my living room or somewhere in the house and show people how to stay warm without the central heating.
Right. Oh yes, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, be bloody rubbish, probably.
Very topical.
Very topical, indeed.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to get on with our ride. I think what I'll do, David, I'll do the money saving expert bit now. The viewers will see that in a second. And then we'll come back to our ride afterwards. If anyone wants to stay with us, they can come back and join us on the ride.
Yeah, because I suppose if they take notice of you and heat themselves up, then they can cool themselves down by looking at our later journey.
Exactly.
Why not?
So, Keis jacket keeps me toasty on the motorcycles. Really super. I know David poo-poos it. I just love this jacket. However, it's a great idea. How does Martyn, money saving expert, the guy on the telly telling you how to save your bills, he hasn't come across this one, has he? A good excuse to get yourself one of these and save money at the same time. Jacket £200. I think the gilet version is £100. And I'm going to show you how you can save money on your heating bills. Oh yeah. At -4 out here, do I turn my heating on or do I wear the jacket? Let's see how you can do that without having the motorbike in the house, which might be fun, but probably not that sensible. And the wife won't be pleased, will she? So my idea is quite a simple one. Let's power the jacket without a motorbike. How can you do that safely? It's quite simple. Let me show you how. Here I have a 30 amp, 13.8 volt DC power supply. So it provides exactly the same power output as your motorbike when it's the engine's running. 13.8 volts, stable DC current, exactly what the Keis jacket needs. On the back you can see there are a couple of terminals. So very simple to set up and get on. Excuse the beer in the background, I just thought it'd make it look more attractive. Anyway, this is one of my hobbies, playing with amateur radio. Been a radio amateur since 1986. Oh dear. Anyway, these often, this is got a battery in it, but it likes to run on 13.8 volts DC. Hence why I have these sort of power supplies. Let's move this out of the way. So this, on the back, has these very simple terminals. So it's actually easier using the cable that comes with your Keis jacket. And you can buy extras of those, which is great. To set it up, just take these terminals off. And make sure you put the cables on the right way. Now when this is not turned on, there's no power or anything to be concerned about. One, put the other one on. There we go. We are now ready to plug it in. So let's see if it works. Before I move on, we need to put the relevant fuse in. So Keis have this little chart, and I'm going to be using the sleeve jacket. It says you need a 7.5 amp brown fuse. the brown one. We'll just check on the end. 7.5 amps. So let's get that in. It's quite hard to get those fuses in. They're quite stiff. You've got to be careful you don't bend them. Yeah, I found out the hard way. I bent one. Anyway, it's in there, fused up and ready to go. Let's plug in and see if it works. So, power supply on, and jacket controller here. There we go. So will it work? Press and hold. I have a light. Oh yes, I do. Have a warm jacket. These jackets heat up very quickly. Look at that. Brilliant. I'm just going to have it on the low setting because actually it's not that cold in my house. So, however, imagine how much heating energy I can save. I was with a friend the other night who had a smart meter, and to keep their house warm, it was costing, just for an evening, it used £15 of gas. Anyway, so what's this going to save you if you sit here in your Keis jacket with no heating on? You can work out what, well, maybe you can't work out, but think about how much that is. If it's like my friend, £15 an evening, blimey, that's expensive. So what's this going to cost you to sit warm wearing your Keis jacket on a low setting? That's all it needs. Little 30 amp power supply ticking over, looking after you. What is that going to cost? Let's do some calculations. So how do we work out what this costs compared to heating your house? Well, it's 66 watts rated by Keis. So if we look at a kilowatt hour of measurement, that would be around 15 hours sitting here all toasty. Now there's quite a simple calculation with that, but before we go on to that, of course, that's the maximum current drain when it's on the red setting and you're burning hot, and probably only when it's actually first drawing and heating up. So I would guess a more sensible level is going to be around a third of that for when you're sitting here constantly. So we're looking at 45 hours per kilowatt hour for wearing this jacket. A kilowatt hour at the moment with the old government controlled rate is around 35p. Well, that's what I'm paying per kilowatt hour. So 35p for 45 hours of being toasty compared to heating your bungalow for £15 for just one evening. There we go. Could be saving you a lot of money. And of course, off one of these power supplies, you can run at least a couple of jackets. Make sure you put the right size fuse in and a splitter cable. But yeah, not a problem at all. So Mr. and Mrs. Motorcyclist can be cosy. Now, of course, you've got to pay £200 for the jacket and the power supply, which that one I have here is quite a high-end one that's over £100. But I put a couple of links in below. One is to a power supply that looks like it will be spot on Amazon, so you can just click on that, buy and get it next day sort of thing. But also a link to where I buy all my radio equipment, and they have some really superb, stable, high power supplies in there, and that's Martyn Lynch down on the edge of London. So a couple of options there to get a power supply. And then away you go, saving money. And a good excuse to have a really nice heater jacket for your bike. You can say to the wife, we're going to save money, £15 an evening, depending on how bad your house heating bill is. £15 a night we're going to save. And just work out how quickly I can pay for my £200 Keis jacket and little power supply. Okay, two very important words of caution. Number one, do not use a battery charger. They're not stable. They will probably put too much voltage into the jacket and it could even catch fire. Not clever. So only use a regulated 13.8 volt power supply. You want at least 20 amps, ideally a little bit more. Why? Because it's plenty of overpower. It's not going to strain anything. So that's the first word of caution. Second is you're going to be very smug wearing this jacket, saving £15 a day. You're going to be very happy. And think of all that money you can then spend on your bikes when the spring finally comes along and summer. However, don't let your house get too cold. If it gets mould from being damp, that's going to be really bad for your health and probably look horrible and smell and ugh. So don't let your house get too cold. But yeah, do save some money and get yourself a nice jacket. Good excuse. You can work out how quickly, well, if you can think about it, just saving £10 a day by wearing this jacket, you've paid for it in 20 days. Not long, is it, really? And, okay, you have to pay the power supply as well. So 30 days. 30 days and you've paid for the power supply and jacket.
Well, David, it's a lovely road, this, isn't it? On a beautiful winter's afternoon.
Yeah, lovely sceneries around these areas in Suffolk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not far from our dear old Flat Fens, are we? But
Right.
it's the scenery is lovely.
Absolutely.
Roads are a little bit damp, though. I think we've perhaps had a bit of rain here at some point, Martyn.
I think there's been a shower, hasn't there, at some point?
Yeah, earlier on.
Yeah. Quite a bit of mud on the road here, look.
That's down to them farmers, isn't it?
Those bloody farmers, dear. Anyway, so I'm thinking, David, after my top tip for the jacket and gloves, that people have now got a very good excuse as motorcyclists. So by wearing, by saying to the wife or your partner that I need to buy this rather lovely heater jacket because we're going to save money at home and then use it on your motorbike.
Yeah, but the thing is, as I said earlier on, Martyn, you would be quite cuddly and quite warm at home sitting in your heated jacket, but your dear wife or partner would have to sit in the cold, wouldn't they?
Hell. You'd have to buy...
you'd be running your heated jacket and your heating on at the same time. Now,
you'd have to buy them one as well.
Yeah, with your top money-saving tip, that's very good, but it only works for the person who's wearing it.
That's true.
But then, if you're selfish, you don't care about anybody else, really, do you?
No, of course.
I mean, if you've got a wife and children, so what if they sit in the cold as long as you're warm?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, so really, that is perhaps, got some credit, that money-saving tip.
There we are.
Thanks for watching Money Saving Fen Tour. Hope you enjoyed the free advice on how to save money and have fun on bikes. We'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.